Oh yes, legends, we are live. How is everybody doing? Make sure to absolutely destroy that like button, guys. We're going to get that Sunday preparation for the week, analyze the situation here for Bitcoin. We'll be discussing several scenarios, some price action that has been very similar in the past, actually this year, that I want to compare with you guys to see, you know, what do you think as well of this possible scenario for Bitcoin? Is there a major bounce that is going to happen? I do think that another all-time high is very, very likely. However, this could take weeks, okay? With this recent drop, okay, it has moved down quite impulsively, and that we are likely going to be ranging here for the next coming days with some different waves and different levels of confluence that should be getting respected. Of course, we'll be going through what we mentioned on the previous live stream, analyzing those waves, Fibonacci confluence levels that have been actually playing out very, very nicely for the moment, okay? We'll be talking about the different waves and different scenarios that could have happened. There were two major important levels that I was interested either for a long or for a short position, and we're going to discuss that, of course, how we've moved since the previous live stream, and also what are the next moves that we could expect, of course, entering into the week. Now, we're going to discuss a few altcoins. Of course, altcoins are doing absolutely horrible, guys. Portfolio isn't looking that great. Of course, a lot of the altcoins that have been bought throughout October, November, lots of them are almost at the break-even zone. Some of them are still in profit. However, we're just going to have to ride this dump, guys. And there is some news that I want to go through in this live stream. We'll be discussing many different things, such as the liquidity. Where is there more liquidity, up or down? You know, what happened with the ETF? There has been some outflows. A little bit in general, you know, there's a lot of people losing interest here right now the last couple of weeks with this dump, of course, when we go to Google Trends. Most importantly, focusing on Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin telling us on the chart to try and figure out, you know, when will be the best moment to buy some altcoins, right? Because on the chart of Bitcoin, it will tell us where the altcoins could bottom out. As long as Bitcoin is going down, we know that altcoins are going to drop significantly, right? So altcoins could be dropping 20-30% if Bitcoin drops 5%, correct? So we need to be very, very cautious. If Bitcoin were to sweep those lows of $90,000, right, we could be seeing altcoins dropping another 10-20%, which would be devastating, right? A lot of the altcoins have already dropped 50% since the highs created a few weeks ago. So what? Do we need to drop another 10-20%? I mean, it is possible. Without a doubt, I think this is okay DCAing levels for many different altcoins, of course. I do expect a recovery. However, there could be a few more bumps, and that is based on the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin tells us the story of the altcoins, right? We want to be very defensive with altcoins because Bitcoin really leads the way. And we'll be going through the technical analysis, of course, guys. If you do enjoy the technical analysis like we do every single day, except, you know, yesterday I didn't do a live stream. We're getting a Sunday live stream preparation for the week. We'll be doing live streams, of course, Monday to Friday, and analyzing the different waves, guys. Make sure to destroy that like button if you do enjoy the content, okay? Right away, 25 likes. How many likes do we have, guys? 400 people watching. We're going to get the preparation, guys. This move has been playing out pretty nicely, but is there a chance of not taking the low just yet? Okay, from last week, from this week actually, sorry, I think I'm in Monday already. Yeah, is there a chance to take out the lows? Are we going to form a lower high here, a higher low, sorry? We'll be discussing a little bit of the technical analysis, guys, so you need to stay tuned. Bitcoin is the most important crypto asset out there that is going to tell us what could happen next also for those altcoins, right? I do believe, anyway, if you're spot buying or if you're trading, I think this is already a considerable level to DCA, okay? Smash up the like button. DCAing on the way down is no problemo, guys. We need to learn how to DCA out when we are pumping. There was only one major crypto project that I sold 50%, which was Constellation DAG, that reached my March high target. Lots of them I've been riding up here throughout November, part of December, and I've rode down this major correction, right, of 50-60% even on some altcoins, which has been devastating because I went pretty heavy on some altcoins looking for that quick 2x, 3x flip. There was only one of them that I took, you know, pretty good profits. I went pretty heavy in on Constellation DAG. But it's, you know, this is the story, right? Where you DCA pretty aggressively throughout the sideways momentum. You get those pumps, 2, 3x, and we need to learn how to actually take those profits and potentially buy in as we correct down. I had some targets that were not reached. However, Still happy, guys, because not even at break even, we would have to get another 20-30% drop on altcoins for me to actually be at a tiny loss, as all of those spot bags that we have been buying, of course, were at rock bottom levels, right, throughout September, October, part of November, and then stopped buying as soon as we got that breakout. Okay, so regarding spot bags, yeah, we're still good. We need to analyze different scenarios to get into some trading opportunities. Now, of course, you know, the asset that I prefer trading eventually is Bitcoin, as we do that technical analysis throughout the first 30-40 minutes of a live stream. We focus on Bitcoin and try and understand those waves and those different possibilities. When we do zoom in here on the price of Bitcoin, we very much formed that three-wave structure to hit a major level of, you know, Fibonacci and confluence, analyzing the wave scenarios to potentially look at the price to top out at this zone and start correcting down. Of course, this was the scenario that we mentioned throughout Friday, which was getting above $99,000 without reaching $100,000, which was that invalidation for this massive bearish case, and then getting the pullback. Okay, this is the scenario that happened. All right. And we are looking to day trade, maybe swing trade the price of Bitcoin. This is the chart that we understand the levels, the waves on how it moves. Okay, altcoins can be a little bit punchy. I do suggest, you know, that altcoins, you do use low leverage. You're very careful with altcoins because without a doubt, they are very volatile. And if Bitcoin drops 5%, we know they could drop 20-30%, especially if the Bitcoin dominance does go to the upside. So that is this is the asset that we actually like to trade. I've been testing out Weeks, guys. Weeks is a great platform, okay? Weeks, just with an email and a password, you got this insane bonus. You can trade Bitcoin, hundreds of altcoins. You got the link down below, guys. Just an email and a password, and you're signing up in a matter of a few minutes. For me, it's going to possibly be one of my favorite exchanges, guys. Check out the link down below if you want to trade. I will actually leave the link in the pinned comment, okay, now in a little bit. We're going to be focused on the Bitcoin technical analysis, okay? Let's wait for some people to come in. If you do enjoy the content, make sure to destroy that like button. Sunday today, we're going to do a Monday preparation, guys, just like we do every single day throughout the week, getting those preparation levels. All right, so far Bitcoin did form a bit of a three-wave move, right? We actually got resistance at the point of control here on Bitcoin. We did not manage to break through here on Friday, right? It was that big point of control. When we zoom out, all right, we just get the fixed volume profile from this range basically, and we can see how that point of control throughout Friday was acting as resistance, right? We can see that resistance right there, and we got a nice beautiful corrective move, very three-wavy, got the correction, and then we continued to the upside. Now, where did we top out here on this movement was at a crucial Fibonacci level that we mentioned based on a bearish case scenario, right? We were talking about this potential impulsive move to the upside, where in this third wave in the green, we already formed 5 waves down, and we could be looking at a 3-wave corrective structure for that 4th wave to actually top out round about the 50% Fibonacci. Now, what was curious about this 50% Fibonacci is that we did have some lower highs right over here that were very interesting. We got that low as well that could have provided the support resistance flip. We had an attempt in breaking out here, and then the price started correcting, okay, as we have been doing throughout Saturday and Sunday. Now, we wanted the price here to actually move up on the 4th wave. We were talking about the timing as well. It wouldn't make sense if the price were to drop down from here. If we were to drop down, I would be expecting a nice bounce to potentially form an ABC flat and then possibly continue to the downside. However, the zigzag was very much an attractive scenario, right? That's basically what happened throughout Friday and Saturday, and we actually came to that 50% Fibonacci, you know, and getting that pullback of a few $1,000s at the moment, as explained here on the previous live stream. So most importantly, okay, yeah, that's what happened, right? Congratulations, very good analysis. What comes next, right? That's why we're here. We are here to try and figure out what are the next levels, what are the different scenarios that could happen for the price of Bitcoin based on the timing, Fibonacci, you know, Elliott wave theory, the confluence levels, the strongest confluence levels that could be a barrier for the price of Bitcoin, either to break out as resistance or to break down as support. Okay, of course there is a bullish case scenario as well. It's not everything bearish, of course, guys. There are some bullish case scenarios that could actually surprise us. Now, even though the bullish case scenario, it doesn't look too attractive, okay? The bullish case scenario where you basically, okay, this was the low, you formed a zigzag right there, okay, this is the bottom, and now Bitcoin's formed an initial wave one to the upside. We're just consolidating here. This is a bit of a flag that we are forming, and we're going to shoot up here in a third wave, right? That's what we really, you know, the bulls out there, me also as a bull, you know, would want that scenario, right? Yeah, this is just going to be a bull flag. This was the low, right? Yeah, bring it on, right? Let's just break out here in a third wave and head to all-time high by next week. Well, it's not going to be that easy just because of the power that we have on this move to the downside, okay? This is a powerful move to the downside. It is not one of those classic corrective moves, zigzag, sideways momentum, we form a wedge, we break out, happy days. It's not that easy. This movement has made a little bit of damage, right? And you might think, well, you're an absolute fool, right? You are getting scared. You know, it's just based on the analysis, guys, okay? Definitely not scared of thinking that we're going to go lower. It's just getting a plan ready, right? Different scenarios, and of course the best levels that I do think that are available for the price of Bitcoin. So make sure to stay tuned, destroy that like button, guys. We love to do the explanations in detail as much as we can. I mean, there's a lot of information that I try and structure. Maybe some days it might look like a mess. Some days it looks absolutely awesome. I'm going to do my best, legends, okay? And for that, I need a little bit of your love. I need a little bit of smashing up the like button, because I know a lot of you are legit followers that enjoy the content, enjoy the explanations of the waves and scenarios, right, and the technical analysis. But I know lots of you, well, maybe are a little bit lazy with the like button. I need to see that like button absolutely destroyed, guys, because it gives me energy, it gives me power, all right? It makes me feel happy for me to give those explanations, of course, on the TA. Let's go quickly through the comment section, as we are getting a lot of people jumping in. All right, we keep the first 10 minutes a little bit of talk, a little bit of, you know, see what we mentioned throughout the previous stream. Don't worry, we're just waiting for some people to join the live stream, and now we're going to crack on with the pure technical analysis and try and understand this movement to the downside, right? Is this a classic correction move? And this is it, guys. We're going to absolutely explode to the upside. I would want to believe, and I want to have that gut feeling that this was the drop. That's it, right? We're running back up to all-time highs next week. But there's more to it. There's actually pure technical analysis that gives us the different possibilities, and the probabilities are looking like that, yes, despite a bounce that we could have, there's high probability that we're actually going to sweep down below $90,000, right, potentially in the coming days. And there is an explanation for that, of course. There is a probability explanation behind that, which is going to be talked about in this live stream. Now, that like button is getting absolutely destroyed. I can see absolute legends, over 200 likes. Thank you very much, guys. Let's go through the comment section. Now, yes, comment section quickly, diving into the price of Bitcoin. And we're going to, you know, try and make you understand what is behind the possible next moves, right? There are explanations, there are levels, there are waves, there's timing, there's an explanation behind every single move to try and give us that probability move. So that $99,000 plus zone that was explained throughout the previous stream with how the waves could get up there, okay? I was not interested in a short here. I was not interested in a long on the correction. This would be a very hard long to get in. We do not know how deep this correction could be. However, I would be interested in a double bottom based on an ABC flat, or I would be interested in that short trade round about $99,000 based on the waves, based on the analysis, right? So there is an explanation. There are favorite levels, right, where we like to trade is specific levels. I was only interested in a long, either taking out the low, or in a short if we were to move in a three-wave structure, which we did, right, and getting that rejection. So of course you may ask, hey, shall we long or shall we short now, right? What is the next move? Well, I'm going to explain the different waves that could happen, and regarding that waves, we will have certain levels and trading plans that can be explained throughout the stream. Okay, so bear with me here, guys. There is an explanation behind every single move. Let's go through the comment section, say hello to that community. Dumping my fiat, says Crypto Gandalf. Absolutely. Well, there is a chart that I also want to talk about today. Sorry about the distraction, guys. There is a chart that I want to talk about today as well. That is the dollar index. Okay, I think I do have it here somewhere. Yeah, the dollar index. You know, dollar index has been exploding throughout the last few weeks. I mean, and Bitcoin has been going up quite nicely, but dollar index is at a really interesting zone right at the moment. Massive rally. Would be nice for the dollar index to actually reject from this area. We do not like a strong dollar, okay? The dollar is looking pretty strong throughout the last few months, and you know, the more the dollar is stronger, well, eventually, you know, it keeps other risky assets quite weak, right? That is just it's just a fact. We can take a look at the history. And dollar index, if we do have some time later on, we might jump on the dollar index, you know, looking at the different scenarios and seeing the possibility of a breakout here, which does not look too attractive. Hopefully we're not breaking out successfully on the dollar index here, and we will start retracing, which will give that power for Bitcoin to continue to all-time highs and higher. Let's go right away through the comment section. Let me know if you can hear me, guys, and you can see me. I think you can. Yeah, okay, we're cool. All right, legends, let's go through comment section, and then yes, we're going to dive in through the price of Bitcoin and analyze this move to the downside, okay? First of all, quick hello to the beautiful community. Leave the altcoins for about 20-30 minutes from now, guys, maybe 20 minutes. I'll go as fast as possible to take a look at the different scenarios. Let's try and keep altcoins, you know, later on, because Bitcoin is really the storyteller, okay? Bitcoin is the storyteller that could tell us, you know, basically if it's a good chance to get into some altcoins, even though I think regarding DCA to have buy on spot, I think we're already at pretty decent levels. If we're going to hold another dip of 10%, then so be it, guys. But holding on spot is much easier than actually live trading, right? Day trading. Let's go through comment section. Sorry, guys. 80,000 Bitcoin says Mike. Well, I'm not sure if we go that low, but yeah, there is a chance of taking out below $90,000 that will be explained right away, okay, in the next coming minutes. Buenas noches, Oriel. How are you doing? Lengucas, don't forget to smash the like button, says Lengucas. Thank you very much. Trump announced massive tax cut, W for Bitcoin. Absolutely. You know, this is the faith that we do have for cryptocurrency bull run to continue, because we know that Trump is coming, right? He is coming, right, in 2025 as a president. We know he's pro crypto, and yeah, we kind of expect the rally, the bull run to actually continue into 2025, which actually is really the 4-year cycle is telling us as well that, you know, cryptocurrency bull run should continue, right, despite this major correction move. Anyway, Andy is getting the final touches in his frosty tips. Absolutely. Let's go, legends. Andrea, Royale, Mega Beck, Jordan, how are you doing? People need dollars for Christmas and rent. They will be back. That is absolutely true, because what we can see also that happened in December on the previous bull run, which was pretty epic, we actually dropped down, okay? Just a few days before Christmas, right? Instead of the Santa rally in the previous bull run in 2020, in December, when we take a look at the 4-year cycle theory, well, in December, we were actually moving to the downside, okay? We were moving to the downside here. Eventually, later on, we recovered. There was actually, no, yeah, hang on a second. December did end up with a nice pump before Christmas, but just before Christmas, we got a pretty nice drop here, okay? From the highs to the low. Around about a 10% drop, nothing too serious. Bit of a corrective move on the 4-hourly time frame. We can see it here better. Just before Christmas, we had a little bit of dump, sideways momentum, and after, you know, during Christmas, we're starting to get those rallies as well after Christmas. So will we have something similar here in this bull run? Well, we'll have to see, right? People are taking profits to pay rent and buy Christmas presents, right? As someone says here in the comment section, which, you know, you could arguably discuss. Yeah, it is very, very true, right? 75k, are you nuts? Who is saying 75k? Who's saying 75k? I don't think we'll go that low. Top is in, says Pelagic. Thank you, Andy, for being here this Sunday to help us understand the market, says Telma. You're very much welcome. Valerie, aloha. Can you use Google Trends also by an indicator? Well, I wouldn't say so. Russian, how are you doing? Juice, Legends, Chino, Kim. Guys, I would love to go quickly through every single comment here. Justin, how are you doing, my man? BTC will go under 80k. CME gap will be filled. Then Dom will drop. Welcome the actual alt season. Okay, CME gap most of the time gets filled, not necessarily. That is absolutely true. We do have a CME gap at $9,000, even at $20,000, guys, where there's CME gaps everywhere beneath us, right? At 50K, there's one. At 9K, you know what I say most of the times? Leave the gaps alone, right? Leave the gaps alone. It's just, this is just a random theory that someone came across with. And the main explanation that most of the gaps get filled is because the market moves in waves, right? Every single gap that formed in this area has been filled, well, because the price has been like this, right? So once you're in a very strong uptrend, you are going to start leaving some gaps behind, like the ones that we have at 9K and at 20K, okay? So the gap theory is just a bunch of rubbish, in my opinion. If it does get filled, well then, oh yeah, you know, there's just no theory behind it. There's no pure strategy behind a fill the gap, right? Yes, they are support. You do fill the gap and then you can reverse, but there's no real actual strategy behind gap trading, okay? Right. Hello to everybody. We're going to focus CME fill to the upside way more often in Bitcoin. Yeah, absolutely. That is true, right? We don't have any gaps to the upside as we are in a macro uptrend for the last year, you know, since the existence of Bitcoin, right? The only gaps that we leave are down. Anyway, let's go through the Bitcoin technical analysis. Hello to everyone. Much love. Happy Sunday. I hope, you know, anybody that celebrates Christmas, happy Christmas. The ones that are just on holidays, happy holidays. Hope you're having a fantastic time, that you have a lot of health and your family is okay and you're having a great time before the year ends, okay? First of all, most importantly, love to every single one of you, and let's crack on with the price of Bitcoin. So understanding the latest move, guys, we do not want to zoom out too much. I don't need to zoom out too much. I just really need to understand how the price has corrected from the all-time high, right? Because yeah, we could go with the theory of, okay, this trend, the other, right? We could do a lot of analysis on the higher time frame. You know, that there is analysis that would suggest that, hey, maybe the top is in, right? We formed 3, 4, 5 waves to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it, guys. This was the bull run. Of course, there's an extension of the 5th wave that we could go to much higher levels. This could be a double 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're just going to absolutely super cycle in a 3rd wave. There's, you know, so many different theories and analysis, but we like to focus on the lower time frame. What can we trade today? What can we trade tomorrow? You know, where do we wait, right? Just like the previous stream on Friday, you know, this is a level that could happen, that could be taken on Friday or Saturday. We got the little correction on Friday. We got the leg up to 99K, and we did reject from that level based on the analysis, right? So we are going to be doing that right now and trying to understand after that move, okay, what is probable, right? What is the probabilities on the next moves? What different scenarios do we have? Because I wish there would be only one scenario and say, okay, guys, we drop from here. We short right now. Stop loss here. We're targeting this level. I wish it would be that easy, right? But we need to plan the different scenarios, okay, with the different waves, okay? Very important. It's not that easy, right? If trading would be easy, then of course, yeah, we would all, you know, make millions very, very fast, right? And that is not the case. We need to be very selective with our analysis and, you know, have some trading plans ready with very good risk management, guys. The market is here to take the money off you, not to give you money, right? And leave the excitement on the side, okay? Because the market will catch you if you don't have any correct plans, okay? The trade that you're in that doesn't have a plan, the trades that you are asking me, what should I do? I'm in a short here, I'm in a long here. You know, those kind of trades are, you know, their destiny is to fail without a doubt, okay? So we need a plan without a doubt. And, you know, the plan from the previous stream for me was, you know, relatively simple, right? It's just a simple plan, analyzing the different waves. We were analyzing the 50% Fibonacci here for this speculative, okay, green wave 4. And there's other scenarios, right? We were talking about the potential of taking out this low throughout, you know, the next coming days, which is, you know, still possible. We're downtrending. This does look very flaggy, right? This does look pretty nice. Could we get one more leg to the upside? I have to say, yeah, you know, it could be a chance. But the rejection level that has been explained, the way on how to execute this trade was explained throughout the previous stream, which is sweeping up these highs right there with the 50%. As soon as you start rejecting from that level, you can speculate on your stop loss above that wick high entry zone, and you're looking for this corrective move, right? So we have an entry, we have a stop loss, we got the reaction from this zone. The proper invalidation was hitting the golden pocket here to invalidate this possible wave 4. If we want to put stop loss here, but we can manage risk much better once you get the rejection after hitting the 50%, right? Moving up to 99.4k, rejecting from the level. That is the moment that you're interested, right? You're interested in getting into the short as the price rejects, right? Not as the price is going against you, right? Because if this breaks out successfully and you're entering a short on the movement up, you're shorting against that potential powerful move, right? As soon as the price hits that level of interest that we mentioned throughout the previous stream, and we do reject from the level getting beneath it, right? And you actually getting into the rejection, right? You get into the rejection on that trade and you have a stop loss, which is that attempt of breaking out, right? That's how we want to create those plans. That's how we want to trade. So right now, as we do get this, little pullback, range formation, weekends are very, very well known for not very strong movements, right? So we've been down trending very slowly, no major big moves. Now we want to try and understand, okay, after this movement up and this movement down, what are the different possibilities? Well, the most bearish case would be that continuation down based on that analysis as well, right? Not a bad idea to actually take a bit of profits here if you did short, leave some open, be defensive to potentially take out that low to take the ultimate profits. So let's just go and continue with this scenario, right? Because this is still a valid count. It's a valid scenario based on a 1, 2, 3, 4, and slowly rolling down in the 5th wave. Okay, so regarding this scenario, if we were to continue down, right, let's just imagine that we do not pump from this level. If we pump from this level, there's some different scenarios and levels that I want to talk about eventually, right? So let's just go with that, the same theory, right? That if there is a possibility in moving down here, what could we expect, right? What if the price rolls down suddenly throughout the next coming hours? Oh my goodness, we're dropping down. What's going on? A lot of power. Well, we got this analysis that basically, can back us up, right? We would be expecting some kind of bounce if we were to get that last leg to the downside, and that has to do with this structure that we mentioned throughout the last few days with this scenario. Now, what is interesting, of course, down at the $90,000 range, we do have some very interesting levels, right? We do have some interesting levels. If we get the fixed volume profile from this entire range, right, you could say that this is almost an entire range, right? You could actually get fixed volume profile from here or from here, but basically it's a big range, right? There is a high volume node down here. You could arguably discuss it's the value area low, right? From this, movement up, and then you start chopping here to the upside, this price action, there is a very interesting, high volume node based on this consolidation. Okay, there's a big consolidation here, which is spiking up on the volume profile. So we got a little bit of a spike down here on the volume profile. That we know that these spikes on the volume profile, which is the volume traded, right, the highest volume traded in this zone, is actually where we have the value area low, right, when we take it from this pivot, which is around about $91,000. Okay, so yeah, without a doubt, this is a very strong level just based on the volume profile, right? We're talking about confluence levels, then we go through the waves and the different projections, Fibonacci, right? But regarding the confluence, we know that this is a, strong high volume node from this consolidation. That is, we have it on the chart, $91,000. Now, on Coinbase, what is very interesting to see on Coinbase, I got Ethereum here. I'm not sure if we'll have time for Ethereum, guys, because when we do analysis, we want to do it correct, right? We want to do proper analysis. Regarding Coinbase chart, okay, we can get these levels off the chart. Coinbase or any spot exchange, we know that wick that happened, okay, here on the 5th of December, right, didn't take out these lows. Only on futures, right, for that liquidity grab. It's very classic that you get a larger wick on futures, right, to just grab that liquidity. So we did have an extra drop here on futures of a couple of $1,000 more, right, around about $1,000 to $2,000 to sweep out this low. Now, what is interesting on the spot exchanges, such as Coinbase, for example, we did not take out this low. And we know that that liquidity could still sit down there. As we do have, I mean, probably on Coinbase, the value area low is ever so slightly different. Well, no, it's around about the same level, right? On Coinbase or Binance, any spot exchange, you know, this wick was not as severe and did not take out this low right over here. Now, and this is the value area low of this entire uptrend zone, right? We're taking out this, obviously, when we start consolidating and moving up here, we got a bit of a big fat range. High volume node, we did not take out this low. So I'm kind of interested of hey, you know, if the price were to come down there, you know, this is a classic zone where you actually see that, you know, wick and price recovery, right? I wouldn't expect it to be too severe, but you never know. But obviously this zone would be a very interesting zone where, apart from a liquidation event, right, apart from a liquidity pool, it would be a zone where a lot of people would be interested in buying, right? So at the same time, you're getting all of those longs stopped out, a lot of interest of people buying up, right? Maybe some panic sellers as well coming in at that movement there, but you get that kind of quick liquidity grab. And what is interesting about this area, apart from on the spot exchanges, we did not fill that pivot right there. It would be a very interesting level for a pretty strong bounce, okay? It would be very interesting for a strong bounce if we were to come down there. Of course, we might not come down there. That is the question, right? There is some analysis that suggests that we are going to go down there, and many do tell us that we will likely come down there despite any bounce that happens here, which will come on the next different scenarios that could happen. But overall, we, you know, with the analysis that was provided here on Friday, you know, we could be rolling down to claim those lows from that drop that we had here on the 20th of December. So yeah, with that analysis, with the wave scenarios, we know this is a huge confluence level. You got that high volume node. Matter of fact, we do have a daily level which is ever so slightly beneath those lows. Okay, there is a daily level. Anybody that is curious about the daily level, is basically a close and open that has not been tested, right? A daily close and open that the price hasn't reached quite yet, right? We got one all the way down here at $87,300 as well. So this level, daily level, with the value area low, with the sweep of the lows, especially on the rest of exchanges, right? On the spot exchanges, you know, it's an interesting higher low from the range. That would be nice, right? I do see a kind of a liquidity grab and an instant bounce. And when we go with the theory that the price, hey, could be still in this momentum, and you know, we're busy right now with the boring price action of the weekend, but we're going to get that volatile move to, you know, we could be getting that volatile move to the downside, right? Entering into Monday. If that volatile move comes down, not just because we have confluence based on a high volume node, on the volume profile, swing failure pattern, right? You come to the theory that you stop out some longs, there's going to be a lot of buying interest at this level, and you get that kind of instant bounce reaction, right? That should take you to much higher levels, a few $1,000s, right? It's a very good buying zone. There's a lot of limit longs or limit buys at this zone, and you would get that, you know, usually that reaction to the upside. Now, of course, there is, you know, not only with the confluent zone and the liquidity grab and buying pressure down at below $90,000, $91,000, you come to that theory, you have the waves as well, right? We have the theory of the waves that we analyzed throughout Friday, where we could get rejection at 99K, right? So coming down to this level would actually potentially mean that we have finished a 5-wave move down, right? With that 5-wave move down, you would expect some kind of correction if this is an impulse to the downside, right? And in a wave 5, you are expecting some kind of corrective move, either in a 3-wave, the most classic, right? So with that theory, you know, I'm interested in longs actually here. You know, with this theory eventually that we're coming out with is, hey, you know, if we're moving down like this quite impulsively, we got the counts, we got the confluence, right? We on the spot exchanges, we did not sweep up this low from the last week of November. Hey, this is the value area low from this entire trading zone in between November and December. We got a high volume node on the volume profile right down here from this consolidation, right? We like these high volume nodes. They usually provide some, significant support or resistance if the price is beneath you. So with that theory, you would come to the conclusion, hey, this is a bouncing zone. This is a zone where you could actually, test the lows from last Friday. You could test the lows and get the price back above it. You're not even sweeping up this low. That is a potential. That is a possibility. You could also get a volatile move to actually come down to the daily at 89.9K. And that is where the price just gently taps, for example, the daily level, and you start getting above it, right? And you start forming some local bullish CVD divergence and, major bounce. Regardless, you would want to have that daily level as a guideline, right? You get the price above it, then the lows created could be your stop loss, all right, to manage risk very, very well. And you speculating on that fifth wave to finish. It's a possibility. It's my interesting zone here to get into a long position. So that is an area of interest without a doubt. Now, what if the price, anything in this box, I'm not really very interested, okay? Anything here, me personally, I'm not interested in a long position. However, we do have the possibility of the price moving to the upside. How come? Well, one thing that we do have is that there is a lot of shorts entering here throughout the weekend, guys. Lots of people are shorting the market. Lots of people, see the drop, see the bounce, and they see the potential of the price, claiming below $90,000. They see the rollover. So there is a lot of shorts entering the market, and we can see that on the CVD, right? CVD throughout multiple exchanges. Here in the yellow, we do have Bybit, and the rest of exchanges here in the blue. And we are forming higher lows on the price action, and we're forming lower lows on the CVD, meaning that, there is, people shorting here, this movement, right? Throughout the weekend, people are interested in pushing the price down. Now, of course, the risk that there is of this scenario is that you get that, recovery to get up to the highs at some point. This is why if you shorted here from this area, right, that was mentioned on the previous stream here, that $99,000 level, then, you want to consider taking some profits here at this zone. Just start collecting, a little bit of profits and be defensive. And the main reason why is because, hey, we are forming bullish CVD divergence. There's a lot of shorts entering in the market throughout the weekend here, and that just creates the liquidity pool here in this zone. So just to be aware, that's the next price action is the most important. The next data that we have is the most important. If we would have had longs here jumping in and the CVD just going pretty flat and even to the upside, even forming bearish CVD divergence, then I would consider, okay, this does look pretty good for the price to actually roll down faster than I thought. However, there is lots of people shorting. As we do have lots of people shorting, we are creating that liquidity that we have above us, right? We are creating liquidity above $98,000. So there is liquidity above us, right? And we just need to consider that scenario. So, hey, now that you've explained this scenario, hey, hey, you kind of contradicting this probability, right? I thought you were saying that we're going to claim this level. It does look like that the counts are correct. I believe that the price is going to come lower. Yeah, me too. But we have lots of people shorting here this level, and there is other scenarios, of course, that I want to explain. So, which I'm going to talk about right away. So, it is attractive. The bullish CVD divergence is attractive. However, these bullish CVD divergence are formed in a downtrend, right? This is why longing in this zone for me is a big no-no. I am aware of the price forming a higher low here potentially and coming up to above $99,000 again. But the problem here is, yeah, the bullish CVD divergence are being formed in a downtrend, right? They are being formed in a downtrend. As they are formed in a downtrend, they don't have as much value, right? Let's leave it that way. That if we are forming a new uptrend, right? If we are forming bearish CVD divergence, right, as we are forming an uptrend, right, we do get the higher lows and the lower lows on the CVD, then yeah, okay, let's follow the trend, right? Let's follow the trend with these local bullish CVD divergence as we are moving up throughout the last couple of days. But if we do have bullish CVD divergence and we're moving here to the downside, well, they're not that attractive, right? Bullish CVD divergence, preferably you get them in an uptrend to catch the higher low. So it's very difficult. This is why for me, this zone would not be an interesting level, an interesting zone, not level, interesting zone to long. You know, it's dangerous. You know why? Because first of all, when I do get into a trade, I ask myself, where am I going to put my stop, right? Why am I entering this area, right? Is it a good level, right? I would say, okay, it's, you know, you're going to hit the golden pocket. Yeah, potentially golden pocket, which is the most respected, right? Fibonacci retracement zone. There's 61865 zone. You know, could get supported, right? It could get supported. You're getting bullish CVDs and you get that bounce. I'm not that interested in this zone, right? It's very difficult. Where am I putting my stop loss? Where do I put my stop loss? Do I add to the position as we come down because I know there's confluence here? So I'm just going to add. What if the price breaks down? We do not get any reaction, right? Well, there's so many different things that could go against you. So for me, this area is a big no. I'd rather wait for the price to actually come down to the level, hit my interest zone, and either long here the double bottom, right, wick down below, or actually if it breaks down and maintains beneath this level, wait for that daily level and actually execute whatever happens here. We get down back above, I'm executing. We get down below, I'm not executing beneath the daily level. So big no zone for me, right? It's all about zones. It's all about better levels to trade. This is a better level to trade. This is not as good as level as to trade, purely based on that explanation. Yeah, we got bullish CVDs, but we are downtrending, and there is that bearish case scenario that was explained also throughout the stream on Friday, which is kind of playing out for the moment. We haven't taken out the lows yet, and we're just aware of the different scenarios. So, okay, you've explained the scenario to the downside. We've explained why we could get a bounce from this zone based on the bullish CVDs. What are the levels that are you looking at to actually take a short position and where the price could reject, right? Because that's what we want to know, right? We want to know the magic level, right? Just like the one here that we had on Friday's stream, right? This would be the magic level. If we move down, move up, I'm looking for this zone to possibly get a reaction, get a rejection, and then get the movement down of a few $1,000s to potentially take out that low from Friday. So, you know, what is the next magic scenario? What is the next magic level? Say if the price moves up from here, where could the price stop? And based on the analysis and the waves and Fibonacci and confluence level, where could it reject? Well, this is what we're going to build up right now, guys. So make sure to destroy the like button right away. We're going to cut it and go to advertisements, right? As you know, let's go to publicity and we'll be back in 1 minute. No, that does not happen here. If you do have YouTube Premium, of course. But we'll go through that scenario right away, okay? Hopefully you are enjoying the analysis, the explanation. There is an explanation behind every single movement, right? Of course, it is hard to predict what could happen really next from now. But what we could know is, what if the price moves like this, like this, right? Well, if it moves like this, I'm interested in this area, right? We can actually look for the next levels depending on how the price moves, just like this one right over here that we explained throughout Friday. You know, if we move like this and like this, I'm interested here at $99,000 to get the rejection. So the same scenario here on the bullish side, right? What if the price moves down here? I've given you the explanation based on the waves, based on the confluence areas, on why this area looks very interesting to actually jump into a long, managing risk very, very well. And I think there is a high chance that we could even get above $100,000, you know, after that movement below 90K, right? Or even 90, you know, basically the lows from Friday, right? We need to be very careful on which levels we are interested in, right? Double bottom from this level, it could be pretty punchy, or even continue down to hit the daily, and that daily is the level that we have. So we have two levels here of guidance, right? Either double bottom, failed auction, or that daily level, right? Those are the two levels that we need the reaction. We need the price to get back above those levels to realize, okay, let's jump into the bounce, right? I don't want to jump on a trade as the price is going against me, right? I don't want to go against the movement on the potential reaction. I want to jump on the reaction bounce, right? That's where I want to get in. I want to get into the bounce, okay? Very important. This will actually help your trading strategy, help you with trading. Don't go against, okay, the movement. Try and go with the movement, all right? And try and understand those local trends that you do have. Smash up the like button, legends. Oh my goodness, the like button is going very low. It's very low, legends. I'm not liking the like button one single bit, okay? I'm not liking the like button. It's actually happened before the top That's been a good top indicator in the past cycles. I would love to go through the comment section in your crystal ball. Yeah, I would love to go through the comment section, legends, but we want to focus on the technical analysis, right? Just like we do every single day, and we always pull out the previous stream on the different waves and the different levels of interest. Guys, smash up the like button. This is a trading channel purely based on Bitcoin. Altcoins are wonderful. Yes, we could go through altcoins if we do have some time later on in a bit, okay? I want that like button to get absolutely destroyed, because this is what we do, guys. We give the explanations, and if we can prove why that analysis did actually, you know, get the rejection and starts playing out, right, even better, right? This is what you enjoy, not just random technical analysis with some trend lines and just saying, you know, we should break out now. Bitcoin is bullish, 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 or Bitcoin is bearish, bearish, bearish. There is waves, there is intraday trading setups and trading plans that just by watching here, okay, you can learn a lot, right? And scratch some dollars from the market using some great exchanges. Of course, a great exchange right now that I'm using, okay, I'm testing out, I've been testing out for the last few weeks, is Weeks, guys, and you only need an email and a password. Now, this is absolutely awesome. If you want to come and trade with me, Weeks, I am using it. It's highly liquid, so there's no, you know, major wicks or anything. It's extremely solid. You have a great bonus with the link down below in the description, guys. Check out Weeks. It's a great platform. I've been using it for the last few weeks. It's probably going to be my go-to platform, as you only need an email and a password, okay, to log in. We're going to go through the different scenarios here, okay? What if the price does get a bounce, and try and analyze a little bit with the waves what could happen, because yes, it is true. The lows here have not been taken. What if the lows are not taken, Andy? What would be the next plan? Because yeah, you've been talking about this bearish case scenario regarding Elliott wave theory, right? But we haven't taken out the low. That low, okay, is going to be looking very bearish for the next 1 to 2 weeks potentially. However, it will get a bounce. It will get a significant bounce, all right? But it will not be looking too great if that low is taken, because we have the bearish impulse to the downside. But we need to take that low, right? We need to take that low. We need to take that low. What if the low is not taken? That is the question, right? What if the low is not taken, right? So far, so good, great. You know, this got rejected from that level, so that's perfect for that, you know, speculative wave 4 on the higher time frame. What if the low is not taken? We had the other scenario here of a WXY, right? And if we were to form here a WXY and it's finished, the most bullish case scenario would be that this is an initial wave 1 to the upside. However, it does not look too pretty, okay? It does not look too pretty to be a wave 1, because in a wave 1 you would want to see some clear 5 waves up, right? A pretty interesting impulse with some significant volume, and not the volume decreasing, right, throughout multiple exchanges as you're getting this movement to the upside. You want to see some, you know, pretty much punchy power volume here to the upside that could give us some signs of, hey, you know, the bulls are stepping in right now. And that is not the case. That is not the case, and this looks very 3-wavy, right? There is a potential count, I have to say. There is a potential count. I mean, on the lower time frames, you know, it can get very, very difficult. There is a potential count for a 5-wave move up here, okay? But it doesn't look too great, you know, based on the volume. It doesn't look too attractive. It does look more like a zigzag 3-wave structure, like we mentioned on the speculation of Friday, where we could get rejection, okay? So looks more very, very zigzaggy, right? Very zigzaggy here. I have to go with the theory of if we do move to higher levels, right, I don't think we're going to form a wave 3, right? Any movement above this level is unlikely to be a wave 3, right? It's the less probable scenario, let's leave it that way. And the main reason why is on how we bounced on Friday, right? This bounce with decreasing volume with a very 3-wave structure doesn't look too convincing for me for the price to shoot up here throughout Monday, Tuesday, and we're going to all-time highs right before the end of the week. I am not convinced enough, okay? Once we see a move like this with very high volume, then I would say, okay, guys, you know, this is actually looking pretty bullish. I thought it was going to be unlikely that we were going to get this move, but this would, you know, bring me confidence that to say, okay, you know, maybe we are going to be going to all-time high. And once that large move that we do get, right, if we do get it, then analyze the corrective structure that is happening, right? Because we probably want to jump in depending on this price action, right? And then we could say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're taking out all-time high again. But I need that leg, right? I need that move, because with this move to speculate on that 1, 2, 3, yeah, unlikely. Okay, so it's not my favorite scenario here to say. Okay, I think it's very, very unlikely. It's not unlikely to take out this high, but it's unlikely to form an explosive move here throughout Monday and Tuesday, right? I don't think that is the highest probability scenario. So if the price were to move up to this level, you know, I'm actually looking at a rejection. I'm actually looking at the price to find a level of resistance and actually get a pullback. Now, if we talk about the levels of resistance, okay, the levels of resistance that we do have above us, okay, with that theory, okay, if the price really moves like a rocket, okay, because if the price is going to break out from this high that we formed on Saturday, sorry, my bad. If we are going to break out, this is a flag, and we're going to absolutely explode throughout Monday, right? Throughout the next 24 hours, right? Give or take 24, 48. And we're going to explode here to the upside. Eventually, you want to be very, very cautious. You don't want to go against. You're going to start shorting here and look for the rollover. There is specific levels and scenarios that we want to be paying attention to. Just like the one here from Friday, right? It's not magic. It's technical analysis. If we react here, you know, this is resistance, and based on the waves, you know, we could start pulling down, right? At, you know, at $99,000 zone. So we want to be very much prepared on, hey, when I'm doing the analysis, I want to understand how the price is going to break above this level, right? Because there's two scenarios. There's the bullish case, which we form a massive third wave, and if I see the price action being extremely punchy here with no reaction or rejection, I do not want to short, and I don't want to add to the short position and do any of that funny business that's going to get me wrecked. I want to see these different specific levels to get the reaction, and I want the price to perform exactly like this that I'm going to explain right now. So as we form this three-wave structure that looks more like a three-wave structure, I don't think that the highest probability is shooting up here in a third wave, right? So as I don't believe this is going to happen, but we want to be very, very cautious at these certain levels, all right? There is shorting levels, but I'm going to explain in detail what the price needs to do for us to execute that trade. So as we do see this as a double zigzag, right? There could be a WXY. There is the potential of this being the low, right? Let's just leave it that there is that possibility of this being the low, and there is that low probability that you could form a third wave. It's a low probability. I would see this more as a big fat ranging zone, right? Where you formed here this WXY, and we're going to be still ranging here and form a much larger corrective structure, ending up taking out the low at some point. Okay, and the main reason why I believe we're going to take out the low at some point is, you know, what another reason why is because this three-wave structure, this will not be looking too good as an impulse. So if we move to the upside, depending on how we move, I'm going to explain, you know, as well, the levels of resistance that we do have of interest. Okay, so first of all, let's keep it simple. Fibonacci retracement from the all-time high to the low created here on last Friday, right? If I'm not mistaken, yeah, last Friday. Okay, Fibonacci from this entire move down. The golden pocket is without a doubt the most respected, right? From a major move down. So this would be a very interesting area Of course, there is the potential of hitting the highs here and creating a bit of a double top scenario, right? Depending on how we move up here. If we move up in a very three-wave structure, I would really consider the possibility of the price rejecting here and coming back down to sweep up the lows. All right, or at least the VWAP. I mean, this would be a very basically a scalp day trade, because we could be ranging here for the next coming days. All right, we coming into Christmas Day, right? The holidays, we could be very rangy, and we're not going to see big major moves, right? So there's going to be a lot of range formations, and we should consider scalping and day trading. Okay, just, you know, we get a move of 1,000, 1,500, be happy. All right, we're using a bit of leverage, we want to take some profits, but without a doubt, if we move in a three-wave structure all the way up to this high, we could get that, you know, swing failure pattern and retrace, you know, at least down to the VWAP. It might be a move of 1,000, 1,500, or, you know, even leaving some to sweep up the lows. But however, if we do get the price action moving up here quite aggressively above the highs created on Saturday, you know, it's going to be interesting without a doubt. Okay, that this will invalidate the other scenario that we mentioned, right, which is this one right over here. There would no longer be a fourth wave and a fifth wave. We're going to be ranging and forming different corrective complex structures that we'll be analyzing throughout the next coming days, because we just need more information. We cannot predict what could happen in 3 days. We need to see what happens throughout the next 24 hours, right? But with this scenario is if we do move up here, take out this high, you know, what I'm interested is in the confluence zones. And the best confluence zone is the value area high from the last few weeks, which is sitting where we have the golden pocket from all-time high to the low created on Friday. That golden pocket is where the value area high is from the last few weeks, okay? From the last few weeks price action. Now, that's where the high volume node finishes, right, on the volume profile, right? There's not much volume above this level. And when we go to the lower time frames, right, when we add that confluence, what we do see is that we have a significant lower high right over there, which is very disturbing. Of course, you have some liquidity pockets most of the times above major higher time frame, higher lows or lower highs. And as we do have that value area high, okay, from the last few weeks, with the golden pocket, with the lower high right over here, and there could be a little bit of liquidity above that lower high right there. Yeah, it's this one right over here, basically. There is, you know, there is some liquidity right there. You know, look, it's pretty fascinating how you see the liquidity pockets hiding beneath, you know, above, in this case, a lower high, right? There's certainly not much liquidity beneath it, 40, 50, 40 million. And then above that high, it starts getting 80, 60, right? It gets a bit higher because that's where the liquidity hides. So based on that, on the liquidity and the confluence that you do have here, which is the golden pocket from the movement down, the value area high, that lower high, which is classic for that liquidity grab and corrective move. In this case, you know, this could be a type of correction that could drop down after a few days to the lows. But I would already consider taking profits here at the session VWAP, right? The VWAP from the session, which, you know, if we do get the pump throughout today, it will be probably trading around about this zone, right? Give or take. The session VWAP would be the initial take profit one. And there's, just because, right, we'll take that as a scalp, and this would still be a move of a couple of $1,000 potentially, right? Maybe two, maybe three. Would be looking at the pivot low here to the pivot high to start considering taking profits at the session VWAP and the 382 to 50% Fibonacci, right, from this movement to the upside, just in case, you know, this is a double 1-2-1-2, right, and we consolidate and we just form higher lows and we're off to the races, right? We just never know. I mean, there's too much information here. We need the movement, right? Because this is really just imagining if this happens, well, this could happen, right? Or that could happen. But regardless of what could happen next here, this could be a 3-waver and we start correcting down and we're forming a much larger, complex correction move, or a much larger double zigzag right there. But regardless, we're looking for a pullback here, right? Just like the pullback from here. And just because of the information of today with bullish CVD divergence and, having a much larger corrective move and taking into consideration the WXY here also, we need to come with that, the different scenarios, because there is strong bullish CVDs here. There is people shorting the market here. There is liquidity building up here. So, if you short it from here, we move down $3,000. Why not pay yourself, right? Pay yourself. You could leave some open just in case we do take out the lows here in the next coming hours, but we need to consider other scenarios as we build up. So this is why when I tell you, yeah, this is a rejection point, of course, the question, the million question, right? The $1 million question, where am I taking profits, right? Should this come down to the lows, right? We need to come with a different ideas of what could happen, regardless if the price here, corrects down a few $1,000s and then comes up or comes down to the low. I know that it's going to have a movement to the downside if we reject from that pivot of confluence, right? And this is how you need to understand it. We might be forming some insane bullish CVD divergence here as we get the leg to the upside. So, even if you're shorting this as a scalp day trade, you can turn it into a swing trade after taking some profits and being defensive with your stop, because there is a chance that you could roll down eventually. Regardless, I don't know if we are going to move down to the lows. I think there could be a high probability. I don't know if we're going to form a higher low on the corrective move after getting that leg. What I do know is that it will pull back, very likely a significant, percentage, right? Give or take 2-3%. I knew it's going to pull back some significant amount. So I've got a trade right there. I've got a trade. Now you need to learn how to, basically control that trade, right? You need to learn on how to be defensive, where to take profits, read the price action that's happening to the downside. It might move down with a massive rejection, right? It might just do boom, right? And then correct here very, very slowly and with very low volume. And this volume is huge from the movement down. That will bring you confidence to hold most of the position based on that rejection. But if it moves up there very strongly and you start getting some very choppy waves here to the downside with like a wedgie structure, right? Kind of a bull flag, bullish pennant if you wish. You know that movement to the downside has a very, very poor price action, right? Which could mean that could lead that you may be forming a double 1-2, right? And you're going to rock it in a 3, which I don't think they would be the case, but who knows, right? So we need to learn how to read the price action that happens next. Regardless, it's a rejection point. It could reject a few $1,000s from that zone. I just don't know if it's going to reject $10,000 after a few days. Depending on how we move down here, then I would say, yeah, guys, this is worth to hold on, right? It's worth to hold on because look at the rejection, look at the volume, right? Look at the depending on that price action. We'll analyze that maybe on a live stream if I am around on the live stream as we do get that price action. Of course, if you do want that price action, if you want more in detail analysis, we do have the Legends trading community, of course, which is on Discord, where you do have the modules as well to learn from the basics to more advanced on how to read and look at the different confluence levels and the trading opportunities. Okay, you have the link down below. It's the first link, guys, if you want to learn. And there's actually a 7-day trial. Maybe not now in Christmas because eventually the markets are slow, but you have that free trial, guys, to join the Legends trading community, where you have access to the Discord and you have access to the modules right from basics to advanced to learn how to trade. That is in a nutshell a little bit of the levels of interest that I do have here. What is curious about just imagining that we form a higher low just right at this zone, or maybe slightly lower, just, you know, just imagining that we're going to form a higher low where we're consolidating throughout the last few hours, the one-to-one extension, which is the same length as this wave, is sitting at the level of interest, right? And we do like one-to-ones, right? Especially in corrective moves, right? Not in a third wave, because third waves could go to the 1.618 extension. So if this is going to be still part of a larger corrective structure, and this gives us a little bit of the storytelling, right? This movement that we had throughout Friday was very three-wavy. It was very low in volume. You know, if we were to move up here with also a little bit of low, well, you would see more volume here eventually, right? In a C wave or a three wave is where you see the most amount of volume. But regardless, after this movement down, you would say, okay, three wave structure with a one-to-one extension coming from a powerful downtrend with this confluence zone, value area high of the last few weeks, golden pocket, this lower high right there for a liquidity grab and a potential rejection, right, would be your interest zone to take that speculative scalp short. So the most important levels, one of them are going to be hit, right? This is what we mentioned, right? We want to have a trading plan for a short and a trading plan for a long, especially now in this environment, right, which you're going to have a lot of mixed sentiment, a lot of people bullish, a lot of people bearish. We are day traders. We look for levels of resistance and support, analyze the local waves that have happened throughout the price of Bitcoin, and come to the conclusion on where the price could get a rejection as resistance, and look for a setup, look for a trade with good risk management, or look for a long position. We talked about a long position also on the previous stream, which was taking out that low from Friday. And depending on how fast that movement was going to happen, right, we were looking for a very good, strong, instant bounce to $98,000, right? Which, you know, it didn't happen. We formed a higher low in the end, and we got the rejection later on. Okay, so overall, what you need, you know, what I do, right, as I explain these kind of plans throughout you on YouTube, is this scenario is still, you know, this scenario is the preferred scenario. Take out the low. Okay, take out the low. That's the preferred scenario still from the analysis based on Friday, rejecting from 99K. So, you know, this could still be in play. So what we do here on the stream is that we create that plan. What is the most valuable levels of support and resistance? That's the level of support. That's the level of resistance. Those are the zones that I would be interested in trading, right? Also explaining the waves, right? How we could move up there, the confluence that we do have there, one-to-one extension, which is the classic zone where the price could reject, guys. So we're looking for longs, we're looking for shorts. We just wait for the levels regardless of what happens next. If the price goes in circles here, goes back and then goes forward in time, we have the levels marked on the chart, and one of them are going to be hit. And we just wait on that reaction and trade responsibly with good risk management. Let's go through the comment section, say hello to the beautiful community, the ones that have been joining. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Welcome, welcome. We talk about technical analysis on Bitcoin most of the times, first 30 minutes to 1 hour of the stream sometimes, because there is a lot of details on the waves and confluence explanations that have to be talked about, and it does take time. If we are going to do lots of altcoins, we usually do altcoins, but it's more of a, I don't like this chart, this could be a correction, but boom, let's take a look at the other altcoin, right? So altcoins, we don't do in deep analysis. It's very quick because it just takes a long time to actually do a proper analysis of the situation and create a trading plan. And we focus most of the times on Bitcoin. I would say 99% of the times, right, on Bitcoin. Then after doing the analysis on Bitcoin, we go through the comment section, do a little bit of chatting, answer some questions, take a look at a few altcoins, maybe a bit of news as well, which is very interesting, guys. We've got some interesting news happening. We do have here from this character, shout out to him, Lark Davis, love him to bits. He's absolutely great. Rumors are circulating that the UAE has purchased 300,000 Bitcoin. If that turns out to be true, no one is bullish enough. You know, there's a lot of spam. This news might have come out false or not. This was from Friday, basically. We had some news that we didn't go through. Metaplanet also looking to buy more Bitcoin, right? Australia's spot Bitcoin ETF keeps stacking, right? There's accumulation throughout other ETFs as well. We did have some outflows on the US ETF, right? Bitcoin ETF on Thursday and Friday. Thursday was pretty punchy. We did have a pretty interesting outflow also with the drop, right? So, you know, just a bit of mixed sentiment, right? A bit of mixed sentiment here. We have El Salvador, of course, you know, number one, you know, purchasing Bitcoin as well on the dips, right? Just bought 11 Bitcoin the other day with the drop. But anyway, this is just good information. Just see the countries, right, and different companies and different, you know, different things to take into consideration regarding news, right? Me as a technical analyst trader, you know, this is just fun things to see regarding mass adoption worldwide, right? And what's going on, who's buying, who's selling. Really not a thing when we're looking at day trading scenarios, right? Regardless of what news happen, when we analyze the levels and the waves, you know, it doesn't affect us, right, as day traders. Now, what I wanted to talk about as well is something, you know, this is very interesting, guys. Let me just go through this right now because this is actually very concerning, okay? This is actually very concerning. Let's get the like button to 500. I'll go through this quickly and then it's comment section and taking a look at altcoins, okay? As we are potentially expecting Bitcoin to claim the lows from Friday, expect that drop on altcoins as well, right? Let's keep it simple, right? If Bitcoin's going to take out the Friday lows, getting to the low 90Ks or even below, expect that extra 5, 10, 20% drop on altcoins. But looking at some altcoins is going to be very interesting, guys, because without a doubt, if we drop down there, I would be very much interested in buying. I needed that sip of water, guys. My throat was getting dry. Let's get that like button to 500 likes, and then we're going to go through this little piece of information. You can read it through yourself if you see it. But it's very interesting because, you know, these kind of events. Okay, you can read this through yourself after we get that like button to smash 500, guys. Absolute legend. There we go. This reminds me from the previous cycle as well that we got some significant dips once we see this kind of information, okay? Bitcoin falling to the low 95.5K today. The ratio crypto discussion that are about buying crypto dips has reached its first high level in over 8 months. Now, usually when this happens, you know, you do get a bounce, but it can be a short-term bounce. I've seen this before, and you know, a deeper correction could follow, right? It's just interesting data. Whoops, sorry. It's just some interesting data that pardon me, guys, that you do see, right, of lots of people, right? The geniuses, everybody's a genius season, right? Altcoin season. We are in a bull market, dips are for buying, and you get one extra dip usually. We usually get one extra dip when everybody's saying buy the dip, right? So it's just something. And with the Bitcoin technical analysis, it does point out, right, because of this movement down and this movement that we add to the upside on Friday, that even though if the price were to move up from here, it ain't going to be looking powerful, okay? It ain't going to be looking too powerful, which means that we could be taking out the lows at $90,000. And this is going to be awful for altcoins, okay? We could see another extra 10, 20% drop or even 30% drop on altcoins. I don't want to get people scared here. I do think that DCA is very much acceptable with this dip in the bull run, but it's just making you understand that maybe one more dip could happen, right? Maybe one more dip can happen. Be prepared for that, okay? And just to make you understand that, okay? Make you understand, make you be prepared. What is interesting as well, let me just clean out the chart here 1 second, and we'll go through this scenario right away. As we get that like button smashed up, then we're going to take a look at some altcoins legends. What is very interesting as well is a higher time frame scenario, okay, that I want to talk about right away. Man, that seat needs some oil. Right. This other scenario. Sorry about that little break. Legends, like button is getting destroyed. Well, kind of. You lazy buggers. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll go through the comment section right now. I promise I will go through comment section right now. But what I want to show you, which somebody pointed out here, okay, this is actually, you know, I've seen this from on X, is this price action that happened, okay? Shout out to this guy, 𝗕𝗏𝗽. This is very interesting. Muy interesante. Muy interesante. Very, very similar price action. I'm not sure if my head is in the middle here, guys. No, we're good. We're actually pretty good. Price action is, I would say, quite similar. It's quite similar. I wouldn't say it's the same, but it's quite similar. And, you know, this would be having a move down all the way to those lows that was explained below 90K. That is, if it were to happen throughout, you know, today, tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, get that extra drop before Christmas, just like we did in the previous cycle. Oh my goodness, this is it. My God. Right, get a bit of that panic moment and get the bounce from this range, right, in the next coming weeks and head to all-time high, right? That would be absolutely epic. It's just an interesting. We don't need to do the exact same. When we do take a look at this on the chart, it was basically this price action right over here. Got this ascending wedge out of nowhere. This price action right over here. Very similar to the price action that we formed throughout November and December, okay? Very, very similar price action from December of last year, which all-time high, 𝗬𝗖𝗂𝗿𝗫, and these lows, you know, have not been claimed on the spot exchanges. Get that one extra dip. You know, you would say that the price action is right over here at the moment, so you get that drop or one or two extra drops down below those lows of the range. And then of it, you know, this is a liquidity zone basically, right? It's just a liquidity zone, especially if that higher low has not been claimed. You claim it right there, boom, 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 consolidate, get the reaction bounce, and then you move to the upside. So, you know, you would speculate that, yeah, without a doubt, that is a scenario that could happen, right? Where you're looking at this zone to be swept below $90,000. And then get the recovery. It's just an interesting movement that's happened, right? That's, you know, could possibly happen. Regardless, that is the moment that we want to be interested in, guys, because even though if it bounces up to all-time high or not, a bounce is likely if we get below $90,000, okay? A bounce of several $1,000s, which that bounce will apply to altcoins as well. You get the dip, the bloody dip, right? Of 10%, 15% on altcoins, or even 20, right, or 20 odd percent. That would be a moment to actually, you know, I would look for swing longs with low leverage, be very defensive on the bounce eventually, right? We want to be defensive if we're using leverage, or, you know, buying on a chunk of spot, right? Bags, if we were to get that move on Bitcoin, because this could really be a zone where it just bottoms out, right? And especially if the price action gets that initial reaction bounce, you know, it would be a zone to stack up, okay? It would be a zone to stack up based on the reaction. Anyway, let's go through comment section. It is about time. Let's jump into some altcoins, guys. Smash up that like button, you lazy boogers. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We talk about mainly Bitcoin and we jump through from altcoins. I do have some altcoin picks, still holding them from the last few months. Not really interested in buying on spot because I've absolutely loaded on spot throughout September, October, right before we got the major pumps. But regarding trading setups on altcoins, yeah, without a doubt, we want to look at them. And I want to take a look at your altcoins. There will be a bunch of altcoins that I can talk about here from the comment section. One more dip, I think, says Myro Hero. Yeah, I also think that one more dip is very much possible, taking out those lows as well, based on the same analysis that was mentioned on Friday with that beautiful rejection, guys, from $99,000. Absolutely epic, guys. I'm testing weeks as well with some trades throughout the last few weeks. Weeks is a great platform, guys. You can claim a great bonus. It's just an email and a password. Sign up right away, guys, because Weeks, you just need an email and a password. Is highly liquid. You got that great sign up bonus down below for Weeks, guys. Okay, just an email and a password. You can start trading. I know a lot of people want to know a legit platform. Weeks is absolutely phenomenal, guys. Check it out. It's the third link down below in the description. Matter of fact, I would leave that pinned comment, guys. Anybody that wants to sign up to Weeks, you have it right over there in the pinned comment, guys. Okay, which just needs an email and a password, which is absolutely wonderful. You can trade almost anywhere, right? So let's go through comment section now. Yes, we are going through comment section legends and analyzing the price of Bitcoin. I didn't do any polls today. But 𝗬𝗍𝗿𝗫, please, Andy. Right, let's go here with Julius. Make sure to drop off your altcoins, guys. I'm going to do some picks here in the comment section. What about 𝗬𝗍𝗿? 𝗬𝗍𝗿 is one of them. What I am not happy about is ICP. ICP is coming down really low here. I wouldn't be scared. I mean, basically my average entry price is at the $9-10 zone. So I'm basically break even on ICP at the moment. Just before we got this breakout, it was like, yay, let's go. Let's get a small pullback and continue up. But we got a devastating pullback regarding ICP. It's just like, hold on, right? I would even really consider a good DCA zone here on ICP. Let's take a look at 𝗬𝗍𝗿 here for somebody in the comment section. Let's leave my altcoins away. Nobody's interested. Same for 𝗬𝗍𝗿. 𝗬𝗍𝗿 is one of them that we actually detected the inverted head and shoulder throughout streams here in late October, part of November here before getting this breakout. That like right shoulder, 𝗬𝗍𝗿 was a great pick zone, almost at break even as well after this pullback. My goodness, we really kind of expect the bull run to, for these corrections to pick up. I do think that lots of them are going to pick up, guys. It really depends on Bitcoin. We might get a little bit of volatility throughout the next coming days if Bitcoin were to drop down below 90k. We're just gonna have to hold on here ever so slightly, but I would say, yeah, 𝗬𝗍𝗿, it doesn't look too bad. All right, when we got this massive impulsive move to the upside, which is the first initial rally of the bull run, right? That wave one, that first initial wave, right, of the bull run, and obviously the most devastating corrective move in a bull run on the higher time frame is the second wave, because a second wave can retrace all the way down to the 7.8 or even the 0.88 Fibonacci, right? Coming all the way down almost to the bear market lows. Some of them actually even claim the lows, which a lot of altcoins are not going to manage previous all-time high. The ones that have claimed the lows here from the bear market, for me, it's basically a theory to say, all right, if we have claimed those altcoins, we know that a lot of altcoins don't claim their previous all-time high. I would say even over 90% of the altcoins, guys, don't reach their all-time high if they have been here in the previous bull run. And I would say with that theory, those altcoins that have reached the low of the bear market will not reach their all-time high from the previous bull run. Just because they've broken completely the initial strength of a bull run. Yeah, they would get a rally. This could be an ABC corrective move, but overall I wouldn't expect them to hit all-time high if they've claimed the low of the bear market. In the case of 𝗬𝗍𝗿, we did not claim the low, so we have a chance of 𝗬𝗍𝗿. It's an awesome project in the payment system that could, still maintaining that structure, right? That higher time frame structure where you have that initial wave one with high volume, right? Very powerful, very good. You got that devastating correction that we've had throughout the last few months during Q2 and part of Q3, right, of this year. And nice, beautiful, classic consolidation correction. And we've got the initial first pump to the upside, right? With high volume, which is good. There's no big major reasons to believe, this is a devastating correction. This is it, bull run over, right? We're going to come in and roll down now, because you have very high volume in the case of 𝗬𝗍𝗿 here, right? Nice, classic, large corrective structure, a reaccumulation zone, right? And you got that nice little breakout, which is just getting a pretty sharp pullback, right? Which nothing to be worried about. It's just going to give a nice zone to reaccumulate. Now, eventually I like to analyze Bitcoin a lot, right? Before we go through, altcoins and understand, okay, if Bitcoin has a chance to actually claim below $90,000, I would really stack up, right? Once Bitcoin gets below $90,000 on those altcoins, because we're going to get that extra pullback, right? Could it happen or not? That is the question. Well, I would take the DCA strategy as an investment perspective, right? Or if you're swing trading, low leverage, right? 2-3x, be ready, small position, right? From your trading account, be ready to add ever so slightly to that position if we maintain, right, support after a drop, right? Very important. Not add like crazy and go all in, right, and get liquidated if we do get a very strong drop, right, because you're using over a 5x leverage, which I think that it's quite a lot for altcoins, right? Over a 5x is like you're really pushing it right there. So about 𝗬𝗍𝗃, the move up that we've had from this correction, and 𝗬𝗍𝗃 is an awesome project, to hold on spot is just more than enough. If you want to trade it eventually, you want to analyze a little bit of the levels and the possibility, right, from as a trading perspective. When we do take a look at 𝗬𝗍𝗃 from the low of this correction, right, when we take a look at 𝗬𝗍𝗃 from the low of this corrective move, we have formed an expanding move with 5 waves, an expanding diagonal with 5 waves here. And yeah, this eventually you would look at it as an impulse, or not an impulse, but in an expanding diagonal, you would see it as a wave 1, and this is your wave 2, and you will bottom out at some stage to form the next wave 3 entering into 2025. Just because of this analysis on 𝗬𝗍𝗃, you would say that, okay, yeah, 𝗬𝗍𝗃 has a chance to bottom out in between 50% and 7/8 Fibonacci from the low here to the high. And the main reason why is because you have that expanding diagonal here in a wave 1. And why is this a wave 1? This is a wave 1 because you on the lower time frame, because this has been a wave 1, wave 2, and the end of your wave 2 is exactly here. And as this is a first initial wave from your third wave that should be happening here into 2025, all of this is part of a third wave, and you've only formed your first initial wave from that third wave. And you can count this like legit, right? This is legit, right? You're going from the bear market lows to the highs. Okay, wave 1 with high volume, big corrective move for many months. Wave 2 with low volume, bottoming out here. Got some, entering into 2025 almost now, the first movements to the upside. And with these movements to the upside, you can clearly count 3 peaks. There's been 3 peaks, and if you have 3 peaks, you have 5 waves. So with that conclusion, you're looking at this as a first initial wave 1 after the corrective move that you formed here the last few months, ending in August. So when we zoom in ever so slightly on the lower time frames, you would say, okay, most commonly your wave 2s do bottom out in between 50% Fibonacci and the 7/8 Fibonacci, which would be this zone basically. So yeah, if you ask me, we have formed a little bit of an aggressive zigzag, right? You could arguably discuss it's an ABC right there. However, this is very, very steep and shallow end timing. When we take a look at the time from the low to the highs right there, the 382 time is all the way almost, mid-January. This would be very, very fast for a V-shaped recovery. So we could be looking at a larger range here to form in a complex corrective structure before we take off, or we bottom out here for a few weeks and then we recover. Regardless of the situation, this is the bottoming zone, right? Regardless if it takes longer in time or not, the price of 𝗬𝗍𝗃 should not dip down successfully beneath the 9-cent level. So with that conclusion, you would have to say, okay, this is a good accumulation zone. Or swing long position with very low leverage, right? If you're using more than a 5x leverage, your liquidation price is going to be around about the 9-cent zone. So, you know, like I said, better to use low leverage, low capital. 3x is on average a good leverage for altcoins. Small amounts of capital eventually, just so you're ready to add to the position if you get one extra drop, right? One extra drop. But for looking at the analysis, the highest probability here is actually bottoming out in this zone. So it could take a few weeks, it could take a few days. This regarding the analysis, it looks pretty damn good, I have to say. And volume is what helps us with the analysis. Boom, high volume, correction, bang, 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 bang. Expanding wave 1 here with 5 waves with high volume as well. So the power is to the upside. The bull run is here. So you would come to that conclusion that this has to be the bottom zone for 𝗬𝗍𝗍 based on this analysis. Anyway, let's go through the next altcoin right away and take a look here. 𝗵𝗫, how are you doing, my man? Let's go. Incredible project, the best community, a token surprise. All right, okay, we got some shilling here. I've got my moderators that are on holidays, guys. I'm the only one that is coming out here. Moderators are out, team are out. I'm the one that is providing live streams during Christmas. We'll be doing a Christmas surprise live stream. Anyway, let's take a look at Mark here. Thanks for the super chat, Mark. By the way, let's go. I got a couple of super chats here. Hang on a second, guys. Sorry about that. Let's go through the super chats. Ryan, thank you very much for super chat. Hi, Andy. Can you give us your thoughts on 𝗕𝗶? 𝗕𝗶. I think we did. Somebody, yeah, 𝗕𝗶. Oh, yeah. I think this is It is a meme coin that has done quite well throughout the last. Yeah, this is the thing about 𝗕𝗶. It's a meme coin, okay? It's a meme coin that has a little bit of a community. There seems like there's a story behind this meme coin. There is a story behind this meme coin, right? Just like there was a story behind Peanut, right? Peanut, beautiful story, right? Well, not a beautiful story. It was a squirrel that was adopted by some American family and got shot by a policeman or something like that. And, you know, there was a big revolution on social media and it actually created a big community and a big hype. And this went, you know, to the $1 billion, right? If I'm not mistaken, market cap. But, you know, these stories have an end, right? The hype has an end. The community, it has an end, okay? At some point, when we take a look at Peanut, the squirrel, it moved up very strongly, but, you know, it ends up having that small downtrend. And, you know, you do not know, based on the analysis, this is a very trending meme coin. Really, for me, there's no real proper analysis on meme coins, guys. It's really purely driven by communities and campaigns and rest of it, right? So 𝗕𝗶, a bit of the same thing. It's had an awesome rally throughout the last few weeks. Could the rally continue? It's just take it with a pinch of salt. I wouldn't, you know, I'm not putting any of my money into it. Let's leave it that way. So yeah, let's go right away through 𝗕𝗶. Chart is looking phenomenal for a next leg up. Yeah, it seems like we have a little bit of a shilling super chat session here. So yeah, you know, the more they do this with other influencers, the more chances they have in pumping the price up, of course, right? But have to say, I'm not your average, you know, shilling channel on meme coins, so it ain't gonna work here, I think. So you better hop on another channel if you're trying to shill meme coins, because that will stop the train right away. I would say be careful with this, because this is only a trending meme coin. And, you know, Peanut was another trending meme coin. It's up 20% today, but overall, if we look at how down it is from the last couple of weeks, it is down over 60%. So take it with a pinch of salt, guys. Be cautious with these different meme coins, especially when it's been pumping quite a lot. Let's go right away through Mark's super chat, my man. Can you take a look? Okay. 𝗕𝗶, yeah, it's been holding strong and it's in the last few days, even though crypto market has been down. Okay. Yeah, we got a bit of a shilling situation here. Aditya, my man, I can see you in the comment section. Smash the like button, my man. Shout out to you. Casper Network from Daniel. How are you, brother? What do you think of UFD? Inivorn fart dust. No, guys. This is a technical analysis channel. Okay, we based our analysis on Bitcoin, and we look to do professional trading based on technical analysis, mainly on Bitcoin. This is a technical analysis channel, and this is not those big influence channels where you're looking for make huge gains in the crypto bull run buying these coins, and eventually we talk about technical good levels of buying zones, but be careful, guys. Be careful. This is not the crypto industry, right, and the YouTube industry as well. You need to be very, very careful with some crazy channels. So I mean, this is the wrong channel if you want to promote something like this, because I would say it's dangerous. I'm going to say it's dangerous to buy this. Okay, could it turn out good and it continues pumping? Absolutely. 25 million market cap, still relatively low, but it's dangerous. This is a community driven meme coin that has a story behind it with social media. These trends finish. You don't have an exit plan. You don't have an entry plan. And they are extremely dangerous, okay? So it's not the right channel for this. Anyway, I was going through the super chats. Apparently, UFD, right, Ricky? Okay, UFD, which is, we know Fartcoin did extremely well. If you, Fartcoin did very, very well. It's got a major pullback right now. If you're late to the party, you're going to get wrecked. If you put a lot of money here when it's already been pumping, over a 10x throughout November and December, you want to be very, very careful with it. UFD is another one by the looks of things, right? My goodness. Unicorn fart dust. Well, this is down 36%. So whoever bought yesterday is banging their head against the wall, right? 100 million. Wow, I would say it's relatively high for this one to only been launched just a few weeks ago. 36 down today. Will this trend and go to the upside? There's no website for the moment, so this is we ain't going to talk about this. We ain't talking about these meme coins. Leave these fart lods. Leave these farts. Yeah, exactly. We're not that kind of channel. Meme coins have no place in the cryptoverse. That is very true. Very, very true. There's only with the solid ones, Dogecoin, right, and a couple of good, funny ones, meme coins. 𝗕𝗶𝗴, I would say, yeah, okay, 𝗕𝗶𝗴 is cool, but there's so many different crap out there that you just need to be very careful, guys. It's just very, very dangerous. Do you see a bottom turn around soon, Andy? My man, that's a solid super chat. Yeah, I have given some brief explanations and different technical analysis scenarios. There is a very interesting zone here. I do think that we will claim below $90,000 at some point, even though if we do get a bounce. Just because of the power of this movement to the downside, there is a bullish case. We have to be aware of it. But it's an unlikely scenario, and the lows look very attractive to be taken despite a move to the upside here, and that has to do with this movement to the upside. It does not look too convincing for me for this to be an impulse. Okay, I do give that explanation the first 30 around about 40-50 minutes of the stream. First 40-50 minutes I go through in detail the analysis and different trading setups. Can you take a look at Avalanche? Chain link back to $16. Avalanche, I'm surprised of Avalanche. I'm very surprised with Avalanche not reaching the March highs. You got all the different L1 projects hitting March highs. Cardano, Algorand, Polkadot, I think reached as well. Avalanche, yeah, very disappointed from Avalanche not reaching the March highs, because I did buy some Avalanche here around the $30, almost at break even. So still in profit, but overall I was disappointed. But it still looks very good. Still looks very good. Volume tells us that this is just a deep pullback. We still have the initial wave here to the upside, the corrective move. This is just a correction, first wave, guys, first wave, and we're getting that volatile move down that, you know, I'm expecting not to cross successfully between 50% and 7-8, right? It's a big major box, but this is why if Bitcoin drops from $90,000, we're going to see some altcoins getting some extra drops here. But it's a good DCA in zone, right? Who cares of buying Avalanche at $25 or $35, $37 if it's going to be trading at, you know, $75, $80 potentially in a few months, right? Or a few weeks maybe, right? So I think this is an interesting buying zone for Avalanche. Just analyzing the higher time frame charts, okay? Just analyzing the higher time frame charts. I came in late. Thank you so much for explaining. You're very welcome, my man. Angelic, much appreciated. Legends. He keeps coming back to Bitcoin every 3 minutes, guys. No worries. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go through the full analysis because the full analysis, I think it was about 40 minutes, right? The first 40, 50 minutes of the stream, even almost an hour, is going a little bit in detail of this movement, right? Okay, going in detail of this movement and why there is high probability in taking out the low based on the analysis from Friday, but also even based on the new analysis explaining that this wave up that we had on Friday to Saturday is really not too convincing to be a wave 1, wave 2, boom, wave 3. We're going to explode here throughout Monday and Tuesday. It's an unlikely move. I mean, it is a probability that we could move up here, but there's some certain levels that have been explained throughout the stream, guys. Very interesting trading levels. I appreciate all you do. I am here since a few weeks and already regret not coming in earlier. My man, thank you very much. Yeah, we do try and keep this quite professional based on the waves. I mean, if you were here on the previous stream, we do analyze, you know, the different setups with good risk management that we could have, certain levels that could provide us that, you know, reaction, right, resistance or support, and look for the internal setups, right, more as day trading, right? So anyway, we've got Aditya, the man here himself, in the comment section. Absolute legend. Join the Legends trading community. Very consistent, much value. TXRX, thank you very much. What's your opinion on BNB or CRV? Oh, BNB, CRV, BNB reached the previous all-time high, right? If I'm not mistaken. BNB, yeah, BNB already has reached the previous all-time high. Very good. I mean, it's only a 3x, right, from the lows, just almost a 4x. BNB, I have no big major opinion on this. Someone saying about CRV, and CRV, I have to give a shout out here to Aiden, to Aditya in the Legends trading community, because my goodness, he literally talked about the accumulation zone here at the 30-cent level before we got the explosive breakout, still targeting the $1.50. But yeah, this was an insane buying zone. Despite that we had the liquidity crunch here as well. I think the CEO or something was liquidating some tokens or something, buying a mansion, and I don't know, there's some, but regardless, it's a very good DeFi project still. And this was a great zone to step in here, just to, you know, basically in November, or even October, November, right? And Aiden was saying, guys, accumulation zone, boop, last chance, bang, we exploded out. So I do think that, yeah, CRV is an awesome project, and we'll be taking out those highs of the wedgie structure, right? At least targeting this level in this bull run. If we break out successfully, it still looks good, still looks pretty good for continuation here in the next coming months after after this correction, right? But we'll be analyzing, this would be a good TPE zone, right? We want to take profits as we go up. We don't know how severe the bull run will be for altcoins, but for the moment, I think if you hold on, if you do have some bags of CRV, without a doubt, I would say, you know, we're very likely going to take out $1.60, $1.70 in the next coming months, if not weeks, guys, after the correction. Legends, I'm tired out. It is Sunday. I'm going to be back stronger than ever on Monday. Bitcoin analysis in the first hour of the stream. Just a little bit of flip-flop on some altcoins. Just saying that, you know, this dip is for really DCAing, right? Buying, you know, this dip is not a bad idea. Of course, it could take a few more days, maybe a few more weeks. Remember, Weeks is a great platform. I'm testing out Weeks. I absolutely love it. You got a great bonus, and the sign up is just an email and a password. Come and trade on Weeks with me, guys. You have the link down below in the description for Weeks. It's the third link. It's a great platform. Just need an email and a password. You got other exchanges as well, such as Bybit, Bluffin, okay, with other different bonuses. 𝗬𝗫 with the lowest fees as well. Absolutely great. Thank you, Legends. Another way to support the channel. Another way to you to hop on trading with me with these different setups that we mention on the streams almost every single day. Thank you, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow.